trips are not canceled. 2020 at the end, hopefully it's still gonna be bomb. Hopefully, I'm like, don't jinx it. Channel. My name is Dani Rios, for those that don't know me. Today I'm going to be talking about traveling tips and just things that I've learned over the years of traveling. I hope this video is super helpful for you guys. So if you guys are ready, let's start. Okay, so I'm really excited about this video because it's a lot of little things that I've just learned that I really want to share with you guys. A friend recently DM'd me and she was asking, you know, if I reach out to hotels, what car services I use. So I was like, you know what, this is a good opportunity to do this video. So the first thing that you want to do is obviously pick the city that you are going to travel with. If it's a domestic flight, it's a little bit easier to book that. If you do an international flight, it takes a little bit more of research and time. So for me, when I take regular domestic flights, I usually do it like 2 months or like a month in advance. I'm not like that huge of a planner when it comes to stuff like that. So whenever I do domestic flights, I usually fly American, and I've just been flying American for the last 5 years. I mean, it's not the best airline, honestly. Like, I've had a lot of annoying things, but it's what I take because I feel like sometimes they do have the cheapest tickets and the cheapest flights. And also I like that they give you rewards and points whenever you travel. And I don't know, I find it to be really comfy. A lot of my longer flights even have a little TV. Like, you know, they just give me snacks. Like, I love it. I think they actually give you like 2 times. Like, they give you, if it's a longer flight, they come around twice. So I don't know, I like American. That's usually what I use. So whenever I'm trying to book a flight, I usually go on American Airlines, the website. I put in the city I'm departing from, put the city that I'm landing to, and then I do the dates. Now, this is really important because whenever you go in there, you're able to see different dates with different prices, and I usually kind of adjust according to the price. Sometimes it's usually cheaper to leave on like a Tuesday or something like that and come back that following Monday, because those are usually the cheapest dates. So I kind of just play around with it until I find, you know, a flight that has a good price. Now, once I click on it, it usually tells you different times. So being flexible with your dates is really important because this is how you are going to get the cheapest flight. Now, if you are flying international, that is a little bit harder. I do have several apps. So I like the Hopper app because you can put the cities and the dates, and then it kind of tells you the prices of the current flights. And then, you know, maybe in a week it'll tell you, hey, like, your flight just went down, do you want to book it? Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, so you do have to wait and make sure that you are getting the best price. But once you get that cheap rate, you're like, okay, this is like the lowest it's been, and it's good to buy. So I like it because it does keep you updated on flights. And, you know, I feel like international flights take a little bit more planning. So for me, I'm planning possibly to go to Spain for New Year's or around Christmas. So I already put those dates in there a long time ago, and it's been updating me. I think the cheapest it's been has been like about $800, but today went up to $1,000. So it just depends on, I don't know, a lot of different things. So I like that app because it just keeps you updated on, you know, on flights, and then whenever it's cheap, then you can actually book it. There's also other apps where I think it shows you like really cheap flights within that month, and like you can even like go to Cancun for like $50. Like, it's like crazy stuff. So I would just download a whole bunch of travel apps and kind of look on there and check out the different flights, and then just see which one works best for you. So that's kind of how I just book my flights, usually American, easy, ready to go. It's cheap. I actually booked a flight to Miami for like $100 from Dallas to Miami. So right now, guys, they're cheap. Now, as far as saving money on like luggage and all of that, when I fly American, I get to take 2 carry-ons. Usually my small carry-on, sometimes they're like, oh, that's too big, like you have to check it in sometimes, and I'm like, no, like it literally fits in the thing, but it is kind of big. So sometimes they make me like zip up the little bag because I like to expand it. With American, you can take 2 bags with you to carry on. So I usually take my black roller bag that fits a lot of stuff, and then I take like one big carry-on. Sometimes I'll do like 3. It's like my luggage, my carry-on, and my purse, and then when I get to the line, I just put my purse in that carry-on and then take it back out. So I feel like they're pretty flexible when it comes to that stuff. I know Southwest gives you like 2 free checked bags, something crazy. So just whatever works for you. For me, I only like travel for like 5 days a week mostly, and all of the stuff that I really do need fits in that luggage. So just find a luggage that works for you, because I hate having to pay for luggage. It's like the most annoying thing in the world. Unless you're like going to like international flights, and of course you need a huge one. Well, actually, even then, you can't really, there's spaces over in Europe are so small, you don't want to be carrying around a big luggage. So just pack light. I do have a video on how I pack and how I organize my things. If you want to go check it out, I'll leave it in the description. Now, hotels. So my friend actually asked me if I reached out to hotels when I went to Miami. I don't know that I have. I mean, I definitely have, but I've only partnered up with one hotel in Miami, and they reached out to me. So I feel like the best ways to collaborate with hotels is just you looking through all your PR companies that you have, and then seeing what kind of hospitality clients they have. So I have a lot of PR companies that I had no idea they had so many hotel clients, but I usually just go on their website, I look through it, and if there's a hotel in the city that I'm going to, I reach out to that PR company, and then usually they reply, and it's just so much easier to work with PR companies. I feel like sometimes if you just reach out to the hotel, it doesn't go over so well. They don't know you, they don't have a relationship with you, but PR companies are paid to do that. They're paid to bring more people to the hotels for exposure. So always reach out to PR companies. That's what I do. And actually that's what I did when I went to Austin earlier this year, and I got to stay at the A-Loft in Austin. It was super nice. I got such a pretty hotel room. So yeah, that's like my #1 tip when it comes to hotels. And then sometimes, like, if it's a very busy, like I've been to Miami during swim week where it gets really busy, so not a lot of hotels want to collaborate at that time just because they do have so many people already going. So what I like to do, and this is my favorite app, this is my favorite travel tip. So I have the Hotel Tonight app. It is so good, guys. I love it. It's what I used in Europe. It's what I use when I stay in hotels. So basically what you do is you go on there, you put the city that you're going to, the dates, and then it shows you the hotels that are available. Once you do that, it kind of gives you the different prices on different hotels. And I just love it because there's so many great, awesome hotels for such a great rate. And then there's more basic ones if you're on a budget, but all these hotels are great. You can look at the reviews, people leave ratings. So it's just such a great app. I freaking love it. That's what I use. And what I love most about this app is that when we went to Europe, I ended up getting our hotel for like, it was like 5 days, but I accidentally ended it on the day before we left Madrid. So we still had one more night to stay, and I was like, crap. And then the hotel that we were currently staying at said that they were full. So I was like, oh my god, I'm like, where are we gonna stay? And I just love this app because I literally put I needed a hotel for that night, and then it showed me all the hotels that were available that night. And then also, once you get a lot of perks, sometimes they give you discounts and better rates. So I just booked a new hotel that night. We went to the new hotel. It was super cute, had such a cute rooftop. And yeah, it was just so easy. And then I remember from Madrid to Paris, we didn't have a hotel yet. And I remember on the flight, on our way to Paris, I ended up booking our hotel for that night. So it's just super fast. It's like, it's such an easy way to book hotels because it has all your credit card information. So literally, once you click the hotel that you want to buy, you literally just swipe and it pays for it and you're good to go. So like literally you could book a hotel. I've actually done this several times. I've booked the hotel on my flight because it's that easy. And you just know you're getting such a great price. So that is like my favorite tip when I travel. It's just like go to Hotel Tonight app. I do have like a $50 code, I believe, so I'll also leave that down below for you guys, so whenever you book, you get $50 off. Now, one of the most important things when you travel, of course, is food. I mean, that's my number one thing. Like, when I go to different cities, I want to try all the food. So what I do, once I pick a city that I'm going to, so I did this mostly in San Francisco. When I went for the very first time, I wanted to enjoy the food scene. So I reached out to so many restaurants. And I basically said like, hey, my name is Dani Rios. I'm coming to SF for the very first time. I'm going to be blogging about this. I'm going to do a blog post on it, and I would love to feature your restaurant. And everyone mostly replied, and they were like, yes, we would love to have you in, let us know when you're here, blah blah blah. So whenever the date got closer, I started scheduling like, okay, what restaurants do I want to go to for lunch, what places do I want to go to for dinner, for happy hour. And when I went to SF, I literally did not pay for anything. I feel like all our food was comped. I remember the first night I got there, we went to like such an amazing restaurant. It was like an Asian fusion restaurant. Oh my god, it's called Pabu. So if you ever go to SF, go to this restaurant. So we went during happy hour. They had the best drinks. They had they kept bringing us little hors d'oeuvres and little appetizers. And oh my god, they were just so freaking good. Like, it was such a great experience. Now, another tip, it's like sometimes when you are traveling, you're like, okay, where are we going for breakfast? Where are we going for lunch? Where are we going for dinner? But like, no one, you don't even eat that much when you are on your own, or like whenever you're like just living your normal life. So just keep that in mind. Like, I know that you do want to go to so many places and eat so many things, but sometimes like limiting yourself to like save is pretty smart. Like, maybe like if you want to do like a really bomb place for breakfast, do that, and then maybe for dinner you have like something more casual, or for lunch you have like a casual snack, as opposed to going to like a fancy restaurant for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because that's just so much money. Also, something that is going to save you money is obviously getting different Lyfts or Ubers and sharing rides. Now, in more popular cities like New York or Miami or LA, you get to share Lyft. So that is a great way to not pay full price for your Lyft, and that's a great way that I like to save money. Sometimes you even ride on the car alone. So if you have a little bit of extra time on your hands, totally take a share. It saves you a lot of money. Now, if you are a blogger or an influencer, try to reach out to Drive Shop, because that's the company that I work with that gives me different cars in different cities, and it's basically just like a car rental for bloggers. So basically you get this sheet, you sign up, you tell them where you're going, and they set you up with a car for however long you're going to be on that trip. I use them all the time when I go to Miami, when I go to LA. That way I don't have to pay for Lyfts or Ubers, and I'm basically just riding around in this car that they gave me. Of course, you have to do like some content, but I mean, I'd rather do some content than pay like $100 for like my trip or whatever it is that I would pay for a rental car. I've never actually paid for a rental car, so I don't know how that works. So yeah, I love Drive Shop. I work with them all the time. They always give me great cars, and I just feel so bougie riding around in my little Mazda or whatever car that they give me. And they usually like fill up the tank with everything, so you don't spend on transportation. Now, the only thing to keep in mind is that if you're at a hotel where they do charge a valet fee, mostly like in Miami because you're at the beach and whatnot, then maybe just actually getting a Lyft or Uber is cheaper because you're so close to distances. But if you're gonna be doing a lot of driving and a lot of going back and forth, then definitely check out Drive Shop for car rentals. Whenever I went to LA, I knew that actually whenever I went to Coachella last year, I arrived in LA and I knew I was gonna be driving to Santa Ana, and then from Santa Ana driving to Coachella. So it was a lot of driving. So obviously we got a car. So keep that in mind for transportation. Really good thing to use and make use of. Those are kind of just like quick travel tips that I feel like are really easy. Definitely reach out to PR brands, and sometimes even PR brands have a lot of restaurants in different cities, so do your research and look it up. I hope this video was useful for you guys. Let me know if you have any other questions. I would love to answer them for you, and that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.